I want to get to this trade right here with you, Jay. I'm gonna be honest with you. I did not know that this was the first trade in NBA history, first 16 trade in NBA history. I'm gonna be honest with you. So pretty cool. We're breaking NBA history news right here.
Uh-huh.
But we have Klay Thompson going to the Dallas Mavericks. Big time trade. Let me read it off real quick. And for the folks on YouTube, this will be on the visuals. We got Mavericks. They get Klay Thompson, a 2025 second
Mm-hmm.
round. Timberwolves get 2025 second round pick, 2031 second round pick swap, cash considerations. Warriors get Kyle Anderson, Buddy Hield. Nuggets get cash consideration. Hornets get Josh Green, Reggie Jackson, 2029 and 2030 second round pick. 76ers get 2031 second round pick. I'm gonna open up the floor to you. Kind of go wherever you want. I mean, I feel like the only two teams that got something was the Warriors and the Mavs here. I know the Hornets got Josh Green, but what's that? But so like basically, talk to me about how you feel on this whole ordeal here.
Well, let me first say this. Let me just attack the elephant in the room here, because I've been a Warrior fan for about 20 years. Going back, I fell in love with the Dubs, and We Believe. Baron Davis is like probably my all-time favorite player, next to Hakeem the Dream. But I did not see this shit happening with Klay Thompson. I see a lot of stuff, man. I see a lot of stuff before it actually happens. And I was like, there's no way he's going to get past this conversation with Steph and Dre. Like, I'm leaving. And when it came down to money, like I was like, how much money does Orlando or Philly have to offer Klay before he's going to say the Warriors 20-some million isn't enough? But that conversation happened. I underestimated how dude could be going through a midlife crisis. He's like, F the organization. Like Klay's the type of dude, and I put money that this is what happened. It was like December, January. It was like you're in contract negotiations. This is when he's getting played around with, starting and then not starting over Podziemski and stuff. And he's like, you guys keep playing with me. In June, I'm done. You're not going to come back and try to sweet talk me in June and offer a little bit of extra money. If you don't fold right now on my money and messing with me starting, we ain't got nothing to talk about in June. Nothing. And I knew Klay was like this, but I didn't think
he do look petty. He do look like a petty dude.
He do look like a petty dude. He's been like that.
He's been a petty dude.
He's been like that. So,
definitely has.
But I still didn't think he'd make it past the conversation. The conversation, hey, Steph, I'm out. I'm going to Dallas. Like, how does that happen, dog? How does that conversation happen? So, he did. I was shocked. And like I said, you can't always be right. Goddamn. But I'm going to tell you like this, dude. I'm going to ask you this question because I don't think Dallas is better. I do not think this was a good move. I think that it was a lateral move. They spent what money they had in their pocket, and it was lateral. Is he going to make more three-pointers than Derrick Jones Jr. and Josh Green?
100%.
You damn right he is. Was Josh Green an all-over-the-place defender? Personally, I think people hate on Josh Green. I like him.
Mm-hmm.
But here's what I'm going to tell you. It doesn't matter what they do to their defense. And it doesn't matter that Klay is a better shooter than who he replaced. I saw, when I knew this shit with Boston was over? It was game 3. It was the fourth quarter, and there was like 10 minutes left, right? And it was a tight game, and I was expecting Luka to close this out. This is game 2. I think they were down 0-2, right? And then Boston took a 3-0 lead, right? And I've played basketball, bro. I'm getting older. I saw a ball bounce right in front of Luka. One of those Russell Westbrook, Oklahoma City rebounds where Steven Adams would box out and they goose the rebounds for Russ?
Mm-hmm.
Like, he had one of those rebounds fall right in front of him, like less than 5 feet away. And I'm no mind reader. I don't know. But I saw the look. The look was, bruh, I'm fucking tired. If I spend this energy to go get this ball, how am I supposed to
go get a bucket on
go get a
end.
bucket?
Yeah.
And I watched him, and he gave it up, and Boston was hungry, and they snatched that ball up and then got an easy bucket, and I was like, oh shit, this is over. And this is the reason I never messed with that heliocentric shit in the first place. But I was so desperate for my Minnesota to not win and Boston to not win. I got suckered into rooting for Dallas. But I was like, here's the problem. Let me culminate to this. No matter what they do with the 4 other players playing defense, no matter what they do, if they don't get shot creation from Jaden Hardy or Kyrie carries more water or they bring in another guy, it doesn't matter because Boston or somebody else is going to play find the bitch. They're going to do the Muhammad Ali rope-a-dope. And then when they get to the last 6 minutes of the most intense games in the Western Conference Finals or the finals, if Luka doesn't get his act right and get his ass off the ball sometimes, their fate is sealed, bro. Their fate is sealed. Because Luka, I'm curious to see how he reacts next year.
Mm-hmm.
I saw it, and anybody else watching closely should have saw that too. If they're going to play find the bitch and Luka's going to give up the bucket, get a changeup, get a screwball, get a whatever, so your fastball is as potent as it should be. I'm going to leave that there.
Jay, I'll say this. So a couple things, right? You said about like when you knew it was over. I knew it was over 6 months ago. I ain't gonna lie, but that's just but that's because for exactly what you said though. The Celtics can play a style that can't nobody else in the league play. Find a bitch, and you can't do that to them. You just can't do that to them. Switch 1 through 5. But that's not what we're here to talk about. What we're here to talk about is this move with Klay Thompson, right? And I think this, right, because I agree. Maybe it's a little bit of a lateral move, but I think they do get a little bit better as far as fit wise, right? Like how you said, Klay Thompson's going to make a lot more threes than Derrick Jones. Going to make a lot more threes than Josh Green. He's going to play a better defense than Tim Hardaway Jr. Like I think all of that for sure. But the one thing I think is like a deciding factor in all this is, are the Mavs going to continue to play that heliocentric as basketball? With Luka, because if they do that, and all you do is you're bringing Klay Thompson to sit on the corner and just wait for when the defense crashes on Luka or Kyrie driving in, and then now it's a drive and kick. If that's all you're doing, you are underutilizing Klay Thompson. You are way underutilizing Klay Thompson, and I think we just talking about him being petty, him being like he can get mad. Like I think he's the type of dude where he'll be like, bro, like y'all not using me right. Then he'll have that stank attitude and he'll have that stank face. And when he was on the Warriors, bro, I'm talking about pin downs, curl screens, elevator screens, drag screens. Like he's running all over court. He's on the move. Yeah. I don't know if the Mavericks are going to be able to do that. Like if the Mavericks want to totally utilize Klay Thompson, they're going to have to incorporate a lot more off-ball movement for Klay Thompson to get fully utilized on this team. And for you to incorporate some off-ball movements, Kyrie and Luka are going to have to say, I'm okay with doing that. And are they okay with doing that? I'm Kyrie, maybe. I don't think Luka is, to be honest with you, because of how great he is on the other end. So I think, yes, they got better, but it depends on how they're going to use Klay Thompson. Because if they just put Klay Thompson in the corner, they might as well have just kept Derrick Jones Jr. and kept Josh Green and kept Tim Hardaway and did all that. But if they're going to utilize sets to actually get him at his maximum potential, I think this could work.
I agree with you. However, I don't want to undersell the Mavs and Jason Kidd and Luka. I think that it's entirely plausible that they're going to have Luka do his heliocentric stuff. And there's 3, maybe 4 other players on the court that can have a whole lot of movement and sets running while Luka is pounding the air out of the ball like for the 6 or 7 seconds that he averages every single time he touches the ball. There's still a lot of movement that can be going on and freaky stuff that Klay could be involved in. It's just the difference between how the Warriors have played the last 10 years versus how Luka plays is dramatically different and there's not going to be as much ball movement. But that doesn't mean that those other 4 players ain't moving to where they might have to find a different way to maximize them. I'm with you though. But the problem is what you just led with, which was if the ball doesn't come out of Luka's hands, they can get to the Western Conference Finals doing that shit.
They can.
But the Western Conference Finals next year is going to have either Minnesota or OKC there, and then they're going to have whoever comes out of the East. And both of those teams, I suspect, are not going to play that shit. They're not letting that shit ride. So
yeah, no, I'm 100% with you, Dan. I think it like fit wise, like how you said, I think even if you just put Klay Thompson in the corner, I mean, he shoots 45% on the corner and catch and shoot. Like you give him the love, you know what I'm saying? And as a defense, you have to respect that. You cannot just, you know what I'm saying, help off and just go help Luka. But yeah, I mean, let's see. I'm really interested to see how they're going to utilize him. And then for your Warriors, I don't know if you want to touch on this. I don't have much to say, but in that deal, they got, Kyle Anderson and Buddy Hield. My only thought here, to be honest with you, is like, I think this is like you're trying to replace Klay Thompson's shooting with Buddy, and you're trying to replace Klay Thompson's defense with DeAnthony Melton, because they also got DeAnthony Melton on the deal. But my problem is like, that's not their main concern. I think their main concern is the lack of a big. So it's like, yeah, it's great that, you're bringing in the shooting, you're bringing in the defense, but they're just still too small. Like they really need that big, and that's their main concern. So I think solid moves, but in my opinion, it doesn't address the elephant in the room.
I agree. And actually, I would even add to a big with some rim protection. Now, I'm going to leave out Hope. Trace Jackson-Davis, is going to be the man in the middle next year for them, and I like it. The problem is neither him or Draymond are shooters, so you're talking about 3 out at best, right? And I like Kyle Anderson filling in for Draymond. Kyle Anderson is still a plus defender
for sure,
and he can hold the rock a little bit.
It's not a big loss for the Timberwolves, I ain't gonna lie.
It is, but they need some more shot creation or some more juice on the ball, because Steph can't carry the water like that, man. Like, he's 36, dude. Like give dude a break, and that's the reason everybody wanted to kick Jordan Poole out of town, and rightfully so or not rightfully so, whatever. But the skill set is still needed. Is to get some shot creation somewhere. It could be a front court player or a back court player, but even a player like Julius Randle, I'm not saying the Warriors should go get him, but because I think he's going to be on the block this year, and a player like Julius Randle with some juice on the ball, again, can allow the Warriors to do what they do, and just relieve some pressure off of Steph.